Welcome to my morning report analysis videos with me, Richard Bear, market analyst at Hantec Markets. On Friday the 12th of April, there's a little bit of a move back against the dollar today. What we saw yesterday was quite a degree of dollar strengthening actually, as this dollar index rebounded once more on the back of record lows on those jobless claims, at 49-year lows. Not since the 1960s have we seen this these jobless claims numbers this low. And it is interesting that we also saw the PPI just ahead of expectations as well, and that certainly helped strengthen the dollar. It pulled yields back higher again, but there's been a slight sort of stalling of that dollar rally this morning as markets have just unwound some of those moves, and certainly the euro dollar, for example, back around that 13 big figure level. So that's a key point at which we're seeing the euro gaining ground once more, and it looks, I mean, I'm going to talk you through the chart implications of this in a bit, but certainly looks as though the euro recovery is taking hold. Interesting that we've seen a little bit of a cautious move on Wall Street last night, basically flat on the session. Futures are a little bit higher, ticking a little bit higher as the Europeans have taken hold of proceedings, and subsequently we're seeing basis of support coming through European markets. But as I said, this dollar move with yields basically flat on the day, sort of helping to unwind some of those dollar gains. I mean, Richard Clarida, the Vice Fed chair, spoke yesterday, said that Fed was basically data dependent, and the data was pretty strong yesterday, but it's only sort of, well, certainly not tier 1 data for the States, and there's just been an initial bump from that data, but that move has just been unwound a touch, because the bar that the Fed needs to get over in order to hike rates again is pretty high, I think, and certainly I think that was just a blip, but pretty much. Although the US economy continues to perform pretty well, and the dollar's not falling necessarily, it's just that it's not managing to hang on to those gains that we've seen previously, and you can see that through the dollar index falling away today. So in terms of today's data points, we've got the Michigan sentiment at 3 o'clock. Bang. 3 o'clock, Michigan sentiment expected to come in at 98.0, up from an upwardly revised 98 down from an upwardly revised 98.4. So we've got that at 3 o'clock, and what we pretty much are looking for is confidence to be sort of maintained at around these levels. In terms of my charts of day, I'm looking at the DAX. Now what we have seen recently is that these markets have been just rolling over a touch, and it's interesting that the corrective element to the DAX hasn't really taken hold. You can see the CAC, for example, pulling higher back above recent levels of resistance yesterday, and the DAX seems to have formed that support already. Now, I've been speaking previously about 11.75 to 11.865 being a long-term pivot band. The top of that band around 11.865 is supportive. 11.846 was yesterday's low, and a basis of support now is forming, and you can see the RSI ticking above 60 still. Stochastics turning higher again, so there is a basis of support forming, and what you'd say is that whilst this support at 11.846 is intact, basically this week's low, if that remains intact, then you can certainly consider the bulls still to be in control of this move. But if you start to lose that as a basis of support, then you could again see the drift continuing. But for now, we're certainly still positively configured within this uptrend, finding the support around that breakout and then pulling higher. You'd be sort of looking out for that 12,029 level of resistance that we saw last week, that being the key level that the DAX needs to overcome in order to continue the upside move. But I would be saying that near-term corrections on the DAX continue to be seen as medium-term buying opportunities, and it certainly seems that a higher low within that 11.725, 11.865 pivot band would be a decent opportunity if it were to be seen. Now, have we seen that higher low already is the question. So with that in mind, I'll wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later.